And welcome back to my cooking channel. Today I'm going to make a really yummy recipe. We're heading off tomorrow with all of our grandsons to Drumheller. It's the big, huge dinosaur area of Alberta, and they love it there. And they have just recently discovered green onion cakes and how much they love them. So of course, in my usual style, I'm going to pack a cooler lunch. So I am going to make my own green onion cakes. So there are 3 cups of white flour in here, and to that I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of boiling water, and the kettle just stopped boiling. Ugh. So I think the easiest way for me to do this without burning myself is to nest that right there. Whoop, 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 whoop. And 1. These are the funniest measuring cups. I love measuring cups, but these ones have no handles on them, so there's 1 cup there, and then a 1/4 cup, which I'm pouring over here. Like, I just have this affinity for measuring cups. I think they're so cute and quaint, especially if they're china or glass. So, and then I'm going to mix them together with this Danish whisk. You could use a fork, but just anything just to get the flour and water incorporated really well together. It's so few simple ingredients. It reminds me kind of bannock that First Nations people eat. I'm pretty sure it's another non-yeast type of bread that is so good because it's known for like that chewiness. So I'm gonna go and knead this for a little bit, and I'll be right back. So I've kneaded the flour and water into a bowl, and I started kneading it in the bowl, but then I finished it on the cutting board. So I'm just going to put it back in the bowl and cover this bowl with plastic wrap and let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes. So I've covered up my dough there, and so I think I'll just share with you while the dough is rising or whatever it's doing, proofing. It can be rising because there's no yeast, but settling, I guess. I'll tell you the ingredients for the green onion cake recipe. So you need 3 cups of white flour. To that you add 1 1/4 cups of boiling water. Stir it up like you saw me, knead the dough, cover it in plastic, and let it rest for 30 to 60 minutes. Then you're going to need some green onions chopped fine, and I used 2 full stalks and chopped them up. And then I've got salt, pepper, and seasoning salt, because the key to these is flavoring them. Otherwise, they're going to taste really bland. So they need lots of salt and pepper, and then some olive oil to cook them in. And that's it. That's how simple they are. So I'm going to let this rest. I'm going to cover up these onions with a tea towel just because it has to rest for an hour, and I just don't feel like putting them in a container. So I'll just cover them up gently. There we go. And then I've got some packing to do for the trip, so I'm going to go do that, and then I will be back. So it's been a little bit over an hour, and so I took my ball of dough and I just kind of stretched it out into a big long tube, and I'm going to cut this into 16 pieces. And the easiest way for me is cut it in half, and then in half, and then in half, you know, until you get 16. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So there we have it. So I'm going to roll each one of these out till they're about 1/4 inch thick. Take a tablespoon of oil and a teaspoon of the green onions and pat them on, and then I'm going to season them with salt and pepper. heated some olive oil and I added a little bit of butter, like a tablespoon of butter, just to get, again, for that extra flavor. I don't know if you're supposed to, I just did. So I've got my green onion cakes here ready to go, and the pan is quite hot, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop a few of them in, and we'll see how they turn out. I don't know about where you live, but here in Edmonton around festival time, green onion cakes are like the best treat anybody could have. They're like the hottest snack commodity there is. So wouldn't it be fun to just make your own and have them when festival time is over? You could have them in winter time or whenever. So I'm going to cook these about 2 to 3 minutes on one side and then flip them over. So here we have our finished green onion cakes. I'm draining them on some napkins over there so get most of the oil out. These ones are browning and these ones are cold, and oh my god, I already ate half of a cake. I can't even believe how good they are. And I'm using a Thai sweet chili sauce. The traditional way is like it's a red ground pepper chili sauce. It's so good, but this is good too. Oh my god. Excuse my crunching. They taste as good, if not better. The key here is seasoning the cake prior to adding the green onions on top. That is the trick. So give these a try. I know your family will love them. The only reason I'm making them is because my grandkids tried them and they love them. Absolutely love them. So, like I say, I'm going to cook them all up tonight, and then I'll just zap them in the morning so they're warm, and we'll have them in the car as a little treat. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm giving this a thumbs up. I don't care what you guys give it, but I'm giving these a thumbs up. They are absolutely delicious. So, we'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, we're just heading for Drumheller now.
Yeah.
And the boys we stopped and had green onion cake. Can you guys tell me how they were?
Awesome!